Okay, so we're going to look at some finishing and review tools that are available to kind of summarize on here. So first thing I want to talk about is the notebook recycle bin, and that's what we have here over in the history tab here. What happens is you can go into this area to view pages or sections that you've deleted and go ahead and bring them back if you wanted to. All right. So what we can do, so this kind of goes a little bit beyond the page versions, because this is where you don't even have a page anymore because you deleted it. All right. So how do you get back that stuff? And what's nice about this too is that when you're collaborating, when you're sharing this notebook with everybody else, even with them, if they go and start deleting things, you can go back to the recycle bin and bring those things back out again, put them back into your system. So give you an idea how this works. Let's say we're over here in the Delta tab and I decide that I want to get rid of page 1. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do a right click on it, hit delete, and off it goes. I'm going to go here to page 4, right click it, hit delete. All right. And maybe go down here to this page here, right click it, and then also hit delete. All right, so you click onto this, right? You go to notebook recycle bin, all right? And there it is. So now, let's say we got that page, we've got this one, we've got this one here, okay? So what we're gonna do is we just do a right click, move or copy, all right? And we're gonna put this back, and I think it was Lambda. So we'll click onto there, and we will move it there, all right? And it's moved out. I'll go to this one here. I'll right click it, and I will move it also to Lambda. All right, and then the same with this one here. And I will go ahead and move or copy it to Lambda, all right? There we go. So there's nothing left in here. Go ahead and hit the back button there, and it takes me back, and there's those pages that I restored basically. I'm sorry, over here at Lambda. There we go. And there's the pages there. Now what about sections? What if we deleted a section? So let's just say that for whatever reason, the Sigma, with all of these pages, right? We decide we're going to do a right click on it, adios it. And says, are you sure, you stupid human? And I say yes. And boom, it's gone. All right. So I did that a while back, and now it's in the recycle bin. Keep in mind too, with this recycle bin, stuff stays in there for about 60 days, and beyond that point, then it's permanently deleted. Just keep that in mind. So go back to here again, and go into the notebook recycle bin. There it is, yeah, 60 days. And here's the tab that we got rid of, right? So we go ahead and we just do a right click on it. We tell it to move or copy it. And we want to move it back to this section here, not our subgroup here. So just go there, hit move, and off it goes, and now there it is. And I can move that back in the middle or wherever it was, and kind of go from there, and it's out of there. Another thing to keep in mind too, for whatever reason, you can also go to here and you can tell it that you want to disable the history for this notebook as well, and take care of it that way. And you can also too go in there and you can empty the recycle bin as well. So if you just, whatever's in there now, you just want to completely get rid of it permanently, you can do that as well. Okay, let's talk about another tool that we have for reviewing or finishing up or finishing our document with our different pages and so forth, is the spell check. So if we go over here to the review, you'll see spelling here. So whatever page you happen to be on, normally if you spell something wrong, let's say I'll go in here and I'll type in, let's say T-H-E-E, hit my space bar. Well, I guess that would be a word, but let's see, T-H, there's T-H-U, all right? So that's how you know if you've got a misspelled word. Most of the time it just underlines in red, and you would go back in there and just right click it, and you'd say it was the word the. Okay, it really wasn't, but we'll just pretend like it was. You've got that. But you can also go into review, click on to spelling, right? Click onto that, and that will then come to the first, on this page, the Sigma page that we're on, comes to the first spelling error, and it says, okay, there you have it. And we say, okay, which one? I think it was the word need. So I'll click onto that. Then it gets down to the word when. I say when on that one. And then, of course, it was supposed to be, I'll say it was worked. All right, go like that, and it's complete. So that's how you would also spell check your pages. I also like the thesaurus. That's your synonym finder. That's where you can find other words for words. So if you're sitting there saying, well, I've got the word powerful, all right, and I'm not sure if that's the right word. Maybe I couldn't think of the word I wanted, but that was the closest thing. So I would click on powerful, go to my thesaurus over here. It says, okay, for powerful, here we've got here, and I say, oh, there's a good one out. There's potent. Now, if I wanted potent, I could just click onto here and hit insert, and it would replace it. But let's just say I like the word potent, but it's almost there, but not quite. So I just click onto it again. And of course, now potent, it gives me this one right here. And I go, ah, there's the perfect word. Video provides a compelling way. Okay, that's what I wanted. So over on compelling, I hit the little drop down. I hit insert. And now, well, what I should have done is let me backspace that or undo that. What I should have done is had it highlighted like that. In other words, you should select the word itself. And that way I say, okay, now I want compelling, click onto here, hit insert, and then that will replace what I had, and I can just hit the space bar to get the space in there. But that's a great, great tool to work with. All right, let me close that up. Now let's look at the translating aspect of this program. Just like any of the other Office programs, we have a language translator, and there's over 40 different languages that you can translate your text into. So pretty easy to do. For instance, let's just say that I want to take this text right here, and for whatever reason, maybe for the sake of my collaborators, I want to put this in a different language. Let's say I want to put it in, let's say Chinese. Okay, I want this in Chinese. All right. All right. So we select the text, we go to review, we go to translate, and translate, select the text, just like that. I hit yes, and it shows the last thing that we did. I'm going to translate it into Chinese. There it is. Okay. The Taiwan version, let's say. All right. So I click onto that. There it is in Chinese. Now, the next thing you do is you go down to the bottom here. You click on to insert, and voila. Look at that, huh? So there is that text in Chinese. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to go and close that up. Now, here was a little instance, and I paused the video here and I had changed those just in case you were kind of thinking you're seeing things here. But what I did here is I translated this into Hindi. I translated this into Spanish. And let's just say that some of your collaborators that you have, maybe they speak Spanish or they speak Hindi, and they actually typed in their note using a Hindi keyboard or Spanish keyboard, and you're going, okay, that's great, and maybe they forgot that I don't know Hindi or I don't know Spanish or something, right? And I need to translate that. So what am I going to do to get back to English? Okay, well, here's what we'll do. We'll take this first one that we have in Hindi, okay? I will kind of triple click it there, get the whole thing selected, all right? Then I'm going to go back into my translate, select the text, hit yes, little panel pops up, and we have to tell it, in this case, that it is Hindi. and we want to change that. We want to translate it into English. There we go. And there's the information translated. Now I go to here and I hit insert, and it should replace it. Once in a while it has trouble. You notice before when we did this one, it was just fine, but on here I'm hitting it and it's just not doing it. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to point to the area here. I'm going to triple click it. That gets the whole thing selected. And that's because it's one big paragraph. If not, what you might have to do is start from here and drag because you might have multiple paragraphs, right? But what you do is just select that. We'll right click it and we'll hit copy, right? Then we'll go over to here, right click it and hit paste. Then we can probably just do the text only, and there we go. Pretty neat. Let's try this next one. So I'm going to close this up. Go to this one here, select the Spanish, go back to translate, select the text, hit yes. All right. Now this one, we're going to go from Espanol, okay, so from Spanish to English, right? Or you can do anything else you want, really. But we're just going to do English. There we go. And I'm going to scroll down here. Now, let's cross our fingers. I'm just going to click on insert. And of course, it doesn't work. If I click onto here and hit insert, nothing happens. So again, I'll just do a triple click over here, right click, hit copy, right click, paste it in there, and there we go. So you got a lot of different languages in here. It's really kind of neat. And I'll tell you, think about this. For somebody that is definitely, you know, maybe a different country that they're in that's collaborating on this, and to allow them the freedom of being able to type it in the way that they would normally type, in other words, in their language, and then to be able to go back in there and translate it back into English so that the rest of the people can remember or understand it. The other thought would be, too, for those situations, is you might make a copy of the one that, let's say, was in Hindi, right? And, you know, paste it below it, and then have the English version here, have the Hindi version right below it, or maybe side by side. And that way you got the best of both worlds. Okay, so I'm going to go and close that up. The other thing, and I think I had mentioned this in some of the beginning videos for OneNote, but I'm going to repeat it again for this time around. Especially when you're collaborating and you're sharing your notebook with other people, you might think about having certain sections off limits to everybody, unless of course they know a password that you gave it. So you can actually lock down anything here. So I could go, let's say, to Delta and say, okay, this is all personal stuff. I only want to see this. I want nobody else that is collaborating on this to see this page, or I'm sorry, this section with all these pages, right? So what I do is I do a right click on Delta. We have this thing here called password protect this section. We'll set the password, and we give it a password. I'm just going to type in the letter A, and then go to here, hit the letter A. You want to do something a little bit more substantial, but at the same time, put a password in there that you can remember. All right, hit OK, and there we go. All right. Now what it's saying here is that the backups, you know, the different versions that you have, will not be password protected. All right. So what you're going to need to do is, in this case, kind of like bite the bullet and say, delete the existing backups, like that, say. And that's all you got to do. All right. Now, of course, we can see this because I am computer software training. But anybody else that I'm sharing this with, like student E, is not going to be able to go in there. So what will happen is that when student E goes and clicks onto the Delta section, student E is going to get this little message in place of it showing, you know, the page and all that, the different pages that we have in there. It'll say something like section password protected, and it says, you know, it's password protected, and then there'll be a spot that you click onto if you wanted to unlock it. All right, so if student E happened to have the password, you know, that secret password A, they could actually just go over there and click onto that, and what will happen, they'll click it, and then they type in the password A, and then they would hit OK, all right, and then all of a sudden it would open up and it would show everything. Keep in mind too that your collaborators that you're sharing your notebook with cannot on their own password protect anything, so that's probably a good thing, right? And by the way too, you've also got the password protect button up here. I just did it the quicker way, just right clicking. All right, so there you have it. So appreciate you watching these videos, and hopefully this will all come in pretty handy. I definitely would suggest, I mean, now that you've watched this whole thing, I think you get an idea that this is a really great program to have, a great little tool. So use it, all right? Appreciate you watching. Take care.